I'd like now to request Professor T.K. Das to speak to us.
Chief guest, Professor Shamyan, presently Vice Chancellor of Dr. Ambedkar University, distinguished fellow editors, Professor Siddiqui, Professor Manju Jain and Dr. Anirudh Deshpande, Managing Director, Mr. Dhanesh Jain, Head of Primus Publications, Mr. D.N. Verma, and ladies and gentlemen. I would not speak about the book which I have co-edited with Principal Sushma Arya, who is not here, Principal of the DAV College for Women in Jamnanagar, where the seminar on 1857 was held 2 years ago. We thought of bringing out a collection of papers after editing those, and I'm very pleased to say that Mr. Verma showed interest in publishing the book. The associate Ashwini did very hard work, and the book has come out in a fairly elegant get-up and with substance which all of you will judge yourselves. All that I want to say for its difference from other books, so many books have appeared on this theme. I think one might say that after the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita, the books written on 1857 revolution are perhaps the largest. The critical material that's available, produced jointly by world scholars, also individually by scholars in the West and in our own country, will probably constitute the largest number of books and papers after those three great classics. Now, what is the mystery of this? I remember what Emerson says in his essay on history, that man has created the riddle, the Sphinx riddle, and he must resolve it. And we all know Emerson's views on history. He thought that every individual is all men and all women. And the community is in each one of us, and in a few years of our life there is a whole, or maybe there are several centuries of life. There's a close connection between the two. So what is the connection between our time today and the period of 1857, 1858, the revolution? The key is resistance, I think. We have titled the book, which was again Bholanath Verma's suggestion, Literature Resistance, India 1857. Resistance has been there as a part of history, a part of culture in India from times immemorial. In the epics which I mentioned, in the Mahabharata, one side is resisting the other, one kind of force is protesting the other kind of force of power in that text, similarly in Mahabharata. And there is an attempt in the Bhagavad Gita to come to a kind of resolution in one's own mind while confronted with a situation of conflict like that, one power resisting the other. Don't we find a similar situation in our country, situations in our country? Many of us. Gandhi resisted a very powerful group assisting each other. It's a very strong moral principle, guiding principle in life. Apart from that key theme, the book which we have brought out also throws new light on the many revolutions which were going on simultaneously through the century, not just the 1857 revolution. Of course, it is not just 1857, it's also facts of history and the ideas behind them. To go back to immersion, there is a big idea behind each particular fact. And these specialists are drawn from various universities and from the field of journalism, from historians and poets, writers. And the second part of the volume, we have very specific attention paid to these revolutions, what was happening in Orissa, the Piper Withdrawal. And similarly, the Vellore Mutiny and the mutiny in Punjab also, which was very, very controversial. The Sikhs first supported the British, then they were organized, a very fantastic essay written. Specific situations, specificities of the revolution. We have also cultural and imaginative links to the revolution in two very stimulating essays, one by Rupert Desai, Sherlock Holmes' association with the revolution, Conan Doyle's Sign of War, how it is an allegorical presentation of the revolution, of the basic characters, basic issues. And Conan Doyle's sympathy is with the Indian situation, with India. And another essay on the Arnold family, Dr. Thomas Arnold and his family, Matthew Arnold and William Delafield Arnold. Those. So on the whole, I think the book gives a very good exposition for further debate. Debate will go on. There is no solution, no conclusive word in the volume which we have produced. Let me congratulate Ganesh Jain, a very fantastic managing director. With great interest, I have been there several times. The first day I went, was invited to lunch. The whole community sits there for lunch. And second and third day, I worked with Mr. Verma, who has become very hard taskmaster. Book was worth editing, and I leave it to your judgment and appreciation. Thank you very much.